And what a fascinating fight this promises to be. Young Scott Harrison, only 21, in the black trunks, being thrown in a little bit at the deep end with Smith Odoom, a tough Ghanaian who holds a victory over Richard Evatt, and we saw what he did against the world-class Junior Jones. It's a calculated gamble by Frank Maloney and the team behind Scott Harrison to see whether he's good enough to maybe outbox this hard Ghanaian who in his time has sparred with the great Azuma Nelson. And the tactics, Glenn, surely must be to use his boxing skills against this fella.
Yes, he'll not want to be drawn into a fight. Odoom looks very strong, he's tough, he's experienced. So Harrison has got ability, but he needs to keep in and out, giving him plenty of angles, use his speed, his height and his reach.
Only 9 fights behind him, Scott Harrison. 7 wins, 1 defeat. That was on a cut eye against Miguel Matthews, and a draw. That was when he was robbed in France, but he's looked good in his last 2, Scott Harrison. But this Smith Odoom at 27 is a battle-hardened kind of customer. It's going to be tough to beat. Have they got it right, or is it a mistake?
Well, on paper, this does look a pretty tough task for Harrison, and really will be a test of how far he can go if he can come out with a good victory here.
It's good work with the right hand by Harrison, who brings to the ring excellent amateur pedigree with him. European junior champion, European senior bronze. Odoom is obviously looking for the body shots, looking to get in close and slow down Harrison from an early stage.
Well, Odoom fights with his legs pretty wide apart, really sticking to the canvas, so his movement will not be that good. So really, Harrison has to take advantage by giving him angles.
Oh, he's caught with the left hand and put down. Scott Harrison, bad signs in the first round. Not enough head movement from him. Gap in the defense. He'll need to improve that. And nailed in the first session. Bad signs.
Well, he's caught standing right in front of Odoom with a good left hand, and that will have wrecked his confidence in this opening round.
It's just the start that they would have feared. Smith Odoom puts the young Scot down straight away. Well, he started with a 10-8 round against him there. That's his dad, Pete, who was a fair pro himself, working the corner. Does he know enough to cope with a guy like this soon?
Well, it looked a test before we started. Now he's been put on the floor by a good left hand there. It really starts looking a little bit of a mountain. It's a good shot there. He was just standing in front of Odoom. I said he doesn't have very good footwork. He's standing and plants his foot. He's got all the time to move, but he just doesn't do that.
First time he's been on the floor in his embryonic professional career, Scott Harrison, and they'll be hoping it's the last for a while. But this fellow can be beaten. He was outboxed by John Joe Irwin, and he was outworked by Charlie Shepherd, the British super featherweight champion. But those are proven top-class domestic operators, and with due respect to Scott Harrison, he's not that yet. He's still a novice pro. He's going to really have to lift it. We'll find out quite a bit about him, I think, here.
Yes, I think this is going to be a test of how much he really wants to be in there, because Odoom is now full of confidence.
Oh, it's big right hand. Harrison got through with the right hand. Smith Odoom, though, took the shot. He was shaken momentarily, but quickly seemed to recover his senses. But just there, the Ghanaian got a little bit careless.
Yes, I think he got a little bit overconfident. He was coming just looking as if he was going to land whatever shots he wanted, and Harrison caught him with a very sharp counter.
Well, that might be the little psychological lift that Scott Harrison needed. Might be.
Well, this looks as if it's going to warm up to a very exciting fight as long as it lasts.
Got to stay busy on the outside to keep this Ghanaian away from him. You'd need a little bit more lateral movement and speed than we're seeing at the moment, I think, from Harrison, if he's going to make these kind of tactics work.
Well, Odoom looks the type of fighter who wants to box at his own pace, so Harrison has to be very, very quick in and out and lift the pace.
This Smith Odoom floored Richard Evatt as well on his way to that victory in Poland earlier this year, and he looks pretty dangerous with some of these body punches, and as you saw, that left through the middle to the head that had Harrison on the floor. That's better stuff here from Harrison. Caught with a left hook though. Welcomed the Ghanaian in. Yes, good stuff from Scott Harrison. 3 or 4 punch combination, and he looks as if he's just beginning to warm up here and starting to ask Smith Odoom some questions. This could be very good.
Well, Odoom starts to pick up the pace, but so far Harrison has looked decent under pressure. He's not panicking, he's looking to pick his shots, even when Odoom is opening up where he is.
It's been a very good response in this second round from Scott Harrison. And he showed something about his nerve and heart. It would have been easy for him to cave in mentally after the first round, but he's picking some of these right hands very juicily indeed now.
Very good when Harrison puts his shots together because of the bad footwork, the widespread legs. When he puts his shots together, he's pushing Odoom off balance.
Got him again, and he's down. Well, what a comeback by Scott Harrison. The bell comes at exactly the right time for the Ghanaian. Gets the mandatory 8 count anyway. That will reduce the minutes gap a little bit. Well, this is an absolute humdinger so far.
Yes, he is, and exactly as I said about his footwork, Harrison puts a combination together. Odoom with his wide legs was just too far off balance and is pushed backwards. The legs are so far apart. The balance is bad. He gets a good shot, and then he's over.
It was the first right hand, I think, Glenn. The first right hand, the last two I don't think landed.
No, it was the first right hand.
There, that's the one.
That's the shot, but the balance, the legs are so far apart here. The balance is so bad, he's got nowhere to go and falls over.
It was in delayed action, wasn't it? Long delayed. 7th round then at this atmospheric small hall arena at the Elephant and Castle. Can Scott Harrison continue his good work in this eventful fight in which both men have been on the floor? Harrison in the black trunks, remember, the young man from Cambuslang, southeast of Glasgow.
Well, that's how I've got it. I've got pulling away now, Harrison, by 4 points. So getting into a nice lead at this stage in the fight.
Just buckled at the knee after one of those shots, Odoom. Frank Maloney is just a little worried that Harrison would be a touch one-paced in this fight. He, I think, has to keep the pressure with a left hand there. Oh, no, it's only ruled as a slip. Thought for a moment there he'd just been caught square on, but no. It's good work again from Smith Odoom, and you get the impression he's just getting a second wind in the fight a little now.
Well, I think he realizes it's starting to fall away from him. He knows he's got to pick it up, knows he needs to do something big, Odoom. But Harrison still stays right in front of him, pushing him back with that good work rate.
Just trying to work neatly behind the jab and work openings, but Odoom getting him with that left cross. It's good work though from Harrison. with his right hand.
Certainly the better variety and the better punch picking that was coming from Harrison.
Yes, he looks the superior technician, but definitely cannot afford to get careless or to coast. Ghanaian has been over the 12-round distance with John Joe Owen and Charles Shepherd. He's plenty durable enough. I wonder if he might feel that the later rounds might be more his territory. Time to unearth another Ken Buchanan or Jim Watt, maybe. Not forgetting Walter McGowan. Harrison in the black trunks. We think he's ahead at this point. But this is a tough and proud little man. They call him hard as stone. Not hands of stone, hard as stone in West Africa.
Harrison can't forget that jab. It's been a good punch for him. That's just managed to keep Odoom off balance.
Good right uppercut got in from Harrison. He's been prepared to mix it rather more than I thought he would with this Ghanaian. I thought we'd see a bit more of a sweet boxing display from him here. Good work from Harrison. Well, ferocious exchange. Oh, and he's got him with the left hook. His knees buckled. Then Harrison, he just mustn't get careless. He's charging in here. It does look as if the canvas of the ring's a bit slippy too.
Yes, I think that's what it was. He was caught at the time. And I think just a little flat-footed, and he lost his balance, just slipped there. I don't think he was particularly hurt.
Yeah, I think that's possibly right in retrospect. Some great action here in the 8th. Harrison quite happy to go toe-to-toe.
Harrison really going for his man. It's a determined effort from Harrison.
Certainly giving value for money and proving here his heart and stomach for a gritty muck and bullets type of battle. Right hands twice from the Scot.
Well, hasn't got the best of defences, Odoom. Chins up high, off balance, and that just makes it easy for Harrison to get him with that right hand, but just can't hang around there too long and get caught himself.
Good round though, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a good round. Thought Harrison probably just did the more of the work, pushed Odoom back. Odoom come back with some good punches, but I just thought Harrison was more determined and did better. There you see it, just glances over the top of his head. The knees went, but I think that was just from the canvas being wet, and as we speak.
So you'd be giving marks for artistic impression there and not thinking about a knockdown, yeah?
Yep, that's what it'd be.
Yeah, look, they're mopping it up now even as we speak. There's the volume of punches landed. The blue line is Harrison's punches, and the red is Odoom. So that kind of underlines what we're saying, that we think Scott Harrison's winning this fight. Although that last round, is that the right tactics for him, to be standing in front and having a war with him?
Well, I think he needs to be the boss here, and I think that's the important thing. I think Odoom, if he gets in the fight, will be a very tough customer, and Harrison is just keeping the pressure on him, and I think that's the best thing to do without ever standing too much in front. He's always got to remember his defense, but he's boxing a good fight at the moment, Harrison.
This is the 9th round into the home straight. This is the longest fight now of Scott Harrison's career. Did go 8 with Rakim Mingalaev, the poker-faced Ukrainian. He's quite a tough cookie. Not many of those landing cleanly.
I'm not sure in as close as that really suits Harrison. I'd like to see him behind the jab a little more, picking his punches.
He's forgetting his boxing here, isn't he?
Yes, he is. I think he needs to keep the pressure on, but behind the jab, not so much just standing slugging.
See, although Odoom had Richard Evatt on the floor and he's had Harrison down as well in this contest, I wonder how much of a puncher he really is. Only 4 knockout wins in 13 fights. Harrison just looking a little bit wild, but some of these now getting through. He's just throwing in the leather, trying to get Roy Francis to step in, but the Ghanaian is cute enough to throw some leather back. Otherwise, I think Roy Francis might have been looking very closely there.
Well, an excellent barrage of punches from Francis, really picking the pace up at this stage. Shows that, you know, his work rate and how fit he is.
From Harrison,
Harrison.
Francis is the referee, Glenn.
It is a good fight, isn't it?
That could happen too. He used to be good, didn't he? He's a good amateur. He'd love to be having a fight, I'm sure, Roy. Good body shot too from Scott Harrison. It's not quite the fight we thought we'd be seeing, but it's an entertaining one nonetheless. Just slapping a little with the left hand, I reckon, Harrison. There's some good shots as well mixed in there. He left himself open for a right hand. Well, it looks here as if he's saying to this fellow, look, I know your reputation, but I'm going to out-macho you in there.
Well, they're really showing that Harrison does have the heart for a toe-to-toe slug. We know he's got good boxing ability, that amateur pedigree, but he's showing a lot more here.
Yeah, it's almost like he's saying to him, OK, we'll do it your way, I'll still beat you. It's OK, as long as it works. It is at the moment. I've got him in a big lead now, Scott Harrison.
Yes, I've got him 5 points ahead at this stage, and boxing very well, really picked it up here. He was going for the stoppage. The hands, the defenses are not that good of Odoom, and he really let the punches fly. It was a big flurry there went in from Harrison. Look at that.
It was the right thing to do, wasn't it, with him on the ropes? Just keep on piling in the punches.
Yes, it was. Just showing there, 108 punches thrown.
Over 100 in the round from Harrison. That's a fair old rate, isn't it? Last round then. They touch gloves. And this has been an early defining night in the career of Scott Harrison, and all he has to do now, we think anyway, is just keep it locked up for the last 3 minutes to score what would be easily his biggest professional win. I think Smith Odoom will be knowing enough to think that he's got to go for it a bit in this last round, but how much has he got left to do that? Can he put the pressure on?
Well, Harrison still has to be busy, just caught with a left hand there from Odoom.
Odoom almost looks like he's just trying to set himself to maybe find one really concussive blow if he can. Good combination punching again, and accurate too from Scott Harrison.
He's been impressive with those clusters of punches, Harrison.
He hasn't tried to outbox him, he's basically outpunched and outworked him. Maybe you'd have liked to see Harrison getting hit a little less often himself. Clubbing right hand from Smith Odoom, who still looks strong for all these punches that he's taken.
He's trying to find a big finish, Odoom, but Harrison prepared to stand with him.
Still looking very quick and strong and anxious though, isn't he? Harrison charged in there, almost like he wants the stoppage here now. Final round. Scott Harrison on the verge of a big breakthrough win in his career. Smith Odoom is not a world-class operator, but he's a very hard and distinctly useful one. It looked a big step up for the Scot. Again, he slips, and they need to sort that out. There's not a good grip on the canvas for the fighters.
No, it seems to be there's advertising on the ring, where that's painted with the water, it's making it very slippy.
As if it wasn't hard enough. You're going to get the bell any second now, but there'll be a wait after that for the judges' scorecards to be collated. Well done, the both of you, says Roy Francis. He appreciated that. Odoom raises up his gloves like he thought he might have won it, but I don't think he did. I think Harrison has got that, but let's see what the judges made of it. We've got Harrison a pretty big winner, haven't we?
Yeah, I've got him a very big winner. And I think that the computer stats just prove that. Look at that, the amount of punches thrown from Harrison and landed. There's a lot more from him, and I think he certainly was doing more in the rounds to get him with a good victory here. It was impressive for Harrison in what looked to be a very tough fight.
We have a unanimous decision. Richie Davis scores the contest 116 to 111. Terry O'Connor scores it 117 to 110. And Paul Thomas scores it 115 to 113 to the winner and new IBO Intercontinental Featherweight Champion from Scotland, Scott Harrison.
That is a great